So let's talk about a little bit about home sales. I know you briefly touched up on it. If you don't mind going a little bit deeper into it, pending home sales hits record high in August. Keyword, pending. Pending home sales. The National Association of Realtors Pending Home Sales Index surged 8.8% last month on an all-time high of 132.8, signaling the U.S. housing market rally continued into the fall. Economists surveyed by Bloomberg expect an increase of 3.1%. What is happening in real estate?
Well, so you have a once-in-a-lifetime situation here, right? Think about where we were a year ago. If you were hip, if you were a millennial, you wanted to be in the urban center, you wanted to be in a high-rise, you were wondering why there weren't enough grocery stores and things to serve you if you're living the life downtown. All of these, think about the cranes throughout America, all what the cranes have been building. Big high-rise office buildings, big high-rise apartments. That has been flipped on its head. So, I mean, and all over my Twitter feed are people leaving California and moving to Prosper and moving to South Lake, and that they've discovered, life in Texas. But we have a mass exodus right now. I have friends outside of New York City in Westchester County that have been trying to sell their house for 2 years, and they took it off the market when they saw how hot how quickly housing was heating up as people were leaving New York City, and they're like, I'm taking my house off the market. I'm going to wait until prices get where I really want them to be. And they were smart, and then they got the price that they wanted. That is the fundamental driver. Behind that is Jay Powell and his happy printing press and the Federal Reserve buying up mortgage-backed securities, forcing 30-year conventional mortgage rates down to record lows.
So then the question becomes, is it fake or is it real? Is this fake? Is this fake growth?
It is not the same growth that you think that it is, because lenders you're starting to hear anecdotes from real estate agents. I got the offer, I got the buyer, the seller accepted, the bank turned them down. So lending standards are coming down. If you talk about Capital One, Synchrony, JP Morgan, credit card lines are being cut. Because remember, right now, you have 12 months of forbearance. Forbearance means that you do not have to pay your mortgage for 12 months through March of 2021. So, I mean, if you're the lender, you're not happy at all. Or if you're a landlord in America, you're not happy at all. But from the perspective of 64% of Americans think that the economy is worse today than it was a year ago, you look at the housing market and you're like, the housing market begs to differ. Well, that's easy enough when 15% of FHA loans, and FHA loans are the ones that you get 3.5% down payments on, and that business is blowing up. It's huge. It's white hot. But 15% of those loans are delinquent. But the banks can't foreclose. So you've got buyers buying into a white hot market, but a lot of it is being engineered and fabricated.
So I'm a big fan of renting, right? So I'm that person that lives in the center of downtown Miami. Like, I don't even have a car. I'm not looking to move into the suburbs.
That was my life in New York.
Okay, so you understand that. So my friends in New York, obviously if you live in LA, you're driving all over. I went with Pat in LA. We're driving over every different city. It's hard to do that in LA, living in a city center. But if you're living in downtown Chicago, downtown Boston, downtown Miami, even in Dallas over here, I'm a fan of renting. So, I mean, I actually did an episode where 44% of homeowners regret being a homeowner, and 63% of millennials regret being a homeowner. So people are seeing these super, super, super low interest rates versus what they were 10, 20, 30 years ago when interest rates were double digits. And people say, of course I need to get into the housing market. Of course I need to refinance.
But
of course I need to do this.
The tiny box of what the payment is. That's all they're looking at.
And you're saying that it could end ugly.
I'm saying that especially a lot of the first-time home buyers who are getting into the market, they don't understand that home prices have never been this high in the history of mankind. They don't know that they're buying in at the top of the market.
Home prices have never been this high, and interest rates have never been this low.
Correct.
So what's that?
That's the correlation.
Yeah.
When interest rates are low, home prices are high. When interest rates
and
are
yet
high,
you're
prices
hearing the
go
National
low.
Association of Realtors say, well, pricing's becoming an issue, even with interest rates as low as they are, even with mortgage rates.
That's a scary
as low as
thought. That's the part when it becomes scary. Look, you're a bodybuilder. When you no longer are growing and you're doing every single steroids and growth hormone in the body, there's a problem there. That's
Shout out
kind
to
of
Paul Schreiner.
That's what's going on. That's kind of what's going on today. Meaning, you're doing every single thing to get the economy and real estate going, and it's still barely hanging on. And Powell comes out saying they're going to keep the interest rates at 0 till 2023.
Forever.
Till 2023.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a scary
look,
thought.
in his press conference, he said that they kept interest rates at 0 for 7 years last time, and nothing bad happened. Well, no, nothing bad happened because he came and printed more. So, look, we're talking about another $2 trillion of stimulus. But if you're throwing good money after bad and you're not getting anything for it, all you're going to do is 4 months from now, we're going to be talking about the next stimulus package.